The projector hums like a mechanical heartbeat. Los Angeles, a Friday night. The Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard, where stars leave handprints in concrete and ordinary people come to disappear into the dark. The curtain parts, the screen flickers, 200 people sink into red velvet seats, worn smooth by decades of dreamers. A man sits alone, row H, seat 12. He has not come to escape, he has come to study. This is Bruce Lee. The film is a martial arts picture from Hong Kong, one he consulted on, one he was not cast in. The lead went to someone else, someone less skilled but more marketable. The word they used, always the same word. Internal monologue. The footwork is wrong, the punches are slow. I could have made this real. Instead, they made it safe. But I did not come to be bitter. I came to learn. Even failure teaches. The smell of buttered popcorn drifts through the darkness. The projector beam cuts the air like a blade of light. On screen, men fight badly. Bruce Lee watches and catalogs every mistake. Then a jolt. His seat lurches forward, a boot pressing into the back. He ignores it. An accident, people adjusting, another kick, harder, deliberate. Then voices, loud, right behind him. This movie is garbage. When does something actually happen? Laughter. A beer can cracks open. The rustle of a popcorn bag. Kernels rain down onto his shoulder, into his hair, bouncing off the armrest. Bruce Lee does not turn around. 3 men sit in row I. Young, drunk, the kind who buy tickets not to watch but to be watched, to remind everyone they exist by making everyone else miserable. One has his boots planted on Bruce Lee's seatback. Another talks at full volume. The third throws popcorn at the people below, giggling each time someone flinches. A woman 2 seats away hisses, "Shut up, lady. We paid same as you." More laughter, more kicks. The boots grind into the seat like it owes them rent. Internal monologue. They want reaction. Every sigh, every flinch, every quiet please feeds them. The theater is their stage. The audience is their toy. They do not see a film. They see victims. The hero on screen throws a punch. It misses by a foot. Bruce Lee's jaw tightens. At the choreography, at the boots, at everything. He turns his head, slightly, just enough to be heard. "Please stop kicking my seat." Quiet, polite, the voice of someone offering a choice. The man with the boots grins. He sees a small Asian man asking nicely. He sees weakness. He sees entertainment. He kicks harder. "Make me, Chinaman." His friends howl. One slaps his knee. Another raises his beer in mock salute. Bruce Lee faces forward. His hands rest on the armrests. His breathing slows. On screen, the hero fights. In row H, a different kind of fight is being decided. Internal monologue. He has made his choice. Now I must make mine. I came here to watch a film. I will finish watching this film. But first, a lesson. A quick one. A quiet one. One they will remember every time they sit in a theater for the rest of their lives. The boots slam into his seat again. Behind him, he hears the slosh of liquid, the crinkle of a cup being lifted. "Hey guys, watch this." The boot slams into the seat again, and again. A rhythm now. Deliberate, mocking. "What's wrong, Bruce Lee? You gonna kung fu me?" His friends laugh. They think this is the funniest thing they've heard all night. They do not know how right and how wrong they are. Bruce Lee faces forward. His jaw tightens. His hands rest on the armrests. Internal monologue. "They have said my name as a joke. They do not know they have said it as a prophecy. But I am not here to prove anything. I am here to watch a film. If they stop, this ends. If they do not." On screen, the hero fights. Badly. The punches miss by inches. Bruce Lee catalogs the mistakes. A library of failure he will never repeat. Behind him, the kicking stops. A moment of peace. Then, cold, wet, liquid pouring onto his head. Coca-Cola, ice cubes sliding down his neck, soaking his collar, dripping onto his lap. "Oops." The voice is thick with fake apology. "My hand slipped." Laughter. Loud enough that people 3 rows away turn to look. Someone whispers, "Just ignore them." Someone else gets up and leaves. Bruce Lee does not move. The cola drips from his hair, down his forehead. He can taste the sugar on his lips. Hong Kong, 1958. A movie set. Bruce Lee is 17, working as an extra, a nameless face in a crowd scene. The star of the film bumps into him between takes, spills hot tea on his shirt. The star does not apologize. He does not even look. The director laughs. "Clean yourself up, kid. We're behind schedule." Bruce stands there, tea dripping, invisible, a prop that got in the way of more important people. That night, he swears an oath to himself. "One day, I will be the one they cannot ignore, And when someone disrespects me, I will have the power to respond. The power, not the obligation, the choice. He has the choice now. The man with the empty cup leans forward. His breath is sour with beer and popcorn. Aw, is the little Chinaman wet? You want a napkin? Maybe a towel? More laughter. The boots resume their rhythm against the seat. Bruce Lee's hand moves to his collar. He touches the wet fabric, feels the cold soaking through to his skin. Then he turns. Not his head, his whole body. A rotation in the seat, smooth, controlled, like a turret finding its target. His eyes meet the man's eyes. In the flickering light from the screen, the man sees something. Something that makes his grin falter. A stillness that does not belong to a victim. A focus that does not belong to prey. But pride is louder than instinct. It always is. What? You got something to say? Bruce Lee smiles. It is not a kind smile. You have 3 seconds to apologize. Apologize? The man snorts. You look thirsty. 2. Or what? You gonna karate chop me? This ain't a movie, little man. 1. The man opens his mouth to laugh again. Bruce Lee's hand shoots through the gap between seats. Faster than the flickering projector light. Faster than thought. His fingers close around the man's collar. Tight. Unbreakable. The man's laugh dies in his throat. He tries to pull back. He cannot move. On screen, a car explodes. Light floods the theater for 1 frame. In that flash, every face frozen. Bruce Lee's eyes locked on his target. The man's expression shifting from mockery to something else. Then darkness again. And in the darkness, Bruce Lee speaks. Quiet, for the man's ears only. The movie is about to get very interesting for you. In the darkness, sounds. A gasp, a grunt. The creak of a seat being stressed beyond its design. On screen, the hero fights. Punches land. Bodies fall. The soundtrack swells with drums and cymbals. In row I, a different fight is happening. Bruce Lee pulls. 1 hand on the man's collar. He yanks him forward through the gap between seats, over the headrest, into the narrow space between rows. The man's face meets the back of Bruce Lee's seat, the same seat he had been kicking for 20 minutes. Internal monologue. The darkness is my ally. They are blind. I am not. I have trained in rooms without light. I have learned to fight by sound, by breath, by the displacement of air. They see nothing. I see everything. The second man reacts. He lunges forward, reaching for Bruce Lee's shoulder. The screen flashes. An explosion in the film. For half a second, light fills the theater. In that strobe, Bruce Lee's elbow connecting with a jaw, a head snapping back. Popcorn flying from an overturned bucket. Darkness again. A whimper. The sound of a body slumping into a seat. The third man is frozen. He has seen his 2 friends disappear into the darkness. He has heard sounds. He has seen flashes, fragments of violence, like a nightmare caught in a strobe light. He does not want to be next. Hey man, we were just joking around. We didn't mean. Bruce Lee's voice comes from somewhere in the dark. Close. Too close. Stand up. What? Stand up. The man stands. His legs are shaking. On screen, the hero is delivering a monologue. The theater is quiet, except for the dialogue. Turn around. Walk to the exit. Take your friends with you. I can't see them. I can't. Another flash on screen. Gunfire. Muzzle flare. In that light, the first man crumpled in the row, holding his face. The second slumped sideways, cradling his ribs. Both conscious. Both quiet. Both learning. Darkness again. Now you can see them. Take them. Leave. And if you ever disturb another theater again. Bruce Lee does not finish the sentence. He does not need to. The third man scrambles. He grabs his friends, 1 arm around each, and half drags, half carries them toward the aisle. They move like wounded soldiers, retreating from a battlefield they never saw coming. No one in the theater turns to watch. The film is reaching its climax. The music is loud. The action on screen demands attention. The real action happened in silence. Bruce Lee returns to his seat. Row H, seat 12. He sits. He brushes popcorn from his shoulder. He takes a napkin from the cup holder and wipes the dried cola from his face, his neck, his collar. On screen, the hero delivers his final blow. The villain falls. The audience, those who watch the film, not the shadow play behind them, begins to applaud. Bruce Lee does not applaud. The choreography was still wrong. The footwork was lazy. The punches telegraphed from a mile away. But the evening was not a complete waste. Internal monologue. 3 men sat down rude. 3 men left quiet. No one was disturbed, except those who deserved it. That is balance. That is enough. He settles back into his seat. The credits begin to roll. Names scroll up the screen. Somewhere in that list, in small letters, a consultant credit that no one will read. Bruce Lee watches his name pass by. One day, it will be at the top, but not today. Today, he is just a man in a cola-stained shirt, watching a film he could. The lights come up, slowly, the way cinema lights always do, giving people time to return from wherever the film took them. Row I is empty. The three men left during the final scene. Quietly, quickly. One was limping, another was holding his jaw. The third was guiding them both, glancing back over his shoulder, like something might follow. Nothing followed. Bruce Lee was watching the credits. The audience files out, couples discussing the film, children throwing pretend punches in the aisle. An old man being woken by his wife. Bruce Lee stands. His neck is sticky with dried cola. His shirt will need cleaning. A small price for a quiet evening. He walks toward the exit. "Excuse me." A woman. Middle-aged, kind eyes. She was sitting 2 rows ahead. "I just wanted to say thank you." Bruce Lee tilts his head. "For what?" "Those men behind you. They were awful. I couldn't hear a thing over their noise." But then suddenly, silence. They stopped. They left. She shakes her head in wonder. "I don't know what you said to them, but it worked." Bruce Lee smiles. Warm. Innocent. "I only asked them to be quiet." "Well, whatever you said, you must be very persuasive. Are you a teacher? A counselor? Something like that." She thanks him again and walks away. Bruce Lee watches her go. Then he continues through the lobby, past the popcorn machine, past the ticket booth, past the handprints of stars pressed into concrete. He does not leave his handprint. Not yet, but he will. The three men never told the real story. When asked about the swollen jaw, the bruised ribs, the limp that lasted 2 weeks, they said they got jumped outside a bar. 4 guys, maybe 5, big dudes, came out of nowhere. No one questioned it. No one ever does. But sometimes, late at night, when the drinks had loosened something inside, one of them would say, "You ever see something you can't explain?" "Like what?" "Like a guy moving in the dark. You can't see him, but you can feel him. Like the darkness itself has hands." Silence. The listener never knew what to say. It was in a movie theater. We were just having fun, messing with some little Asian dude, and then what? A long pause. The memory surfacing, like something drowned. Then the screen flashed, and he was everywhere, and nowhere, and we couldn't even scream, because the movie was too loud. Sounds like a nightmare. Maybe, but I'll tell you this, I haven't been back to a theater since. 1 year later, the Chinese Theater. Hollywood Boulevard. The same red velvet. The same projector beam. The same smell of popcorn and dreams. But tonight is different. Tonight, there is a premiere. Enter the Dragon. The marquee blazes with lights. Photographers crowd the entrance. Limousines pull up one after another, and on every poster, every banner, every glowing surface, a face. Small, Asian, eyes like ancient weapons. Bruce Lee. Somewhere in Los Angeles, 3 men saw that poster, saw that face, saw the name in letters 10 feet tall, and they understood. The little man in the cola-stained shirt, the guy they kicked and mocked and poured soda on, the one who dismantled all 3 of them, without making a sound, louder than the movie. It was him. It was always him. The darkness does not hide the master. The darkness is where the master lives. And those who mistake silence for weakness will learn the quietest person in the room is often the most dangerous.